Does TEMU body armor really work? Let's find out. This is a level 4 ceramic plate. Good inch there on the side. No name. I have no idea. Let's test it out. We're going to start 9mm, 22, and we'll go to 5.56 ball ammo, and then a green tip armor piercing. Let's go. Okay, round 1 is going to be 9mm. We got ball ammo, just practice. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. Round 2 is going to be a jacketed hollow point on the level 4 plate. All right, about 10 to 12 yards maybe. Let's go low, save some real estate for later. And hollow point. Those were close together, I will say. All right, so first 2 rounds, we put a chunk in here. You can see there's ceramic tile plating in here. It's pretty impressed, honestly. I hit it with a lot of injury. I did put first round and second round, and nothing coming out the bottom, nothing going out the sides, and back face deformation. I would call that nearly none. Let's get you guys a good shot here. A little millimeters here, guys. So would definitely work. All right, let's jump to 22. All right, round 3 here total now. 15, 22, round nose, lead, soft stuff. We'll try to put this in the bottom right to preserve the integrity for the rest. We're shooting 15-22 again. Guys, go check out this review. This is the Vict Optics. Going hot. Okay. Check out that review. That is the LVPO 1:6 second focal plane Vict Optics. That is a $90 optic, guys, and did pretty good here. So the 22 barely touched that plate. You can see it totally did its job there. Back face deformation, none. Okay, all right, let's jump to the big stuff here, the scary stuff, what it was actually intended for. 5.56. I don't know which round we're on. We're gonna hit 2 double pair with the green tips there, 5.56, and 1 ball ammo to start it off. Still at about 15 yards here, maybe max. Okay, 2 green tips. I'm gonna stack them hopefully. All right, Cameron Easton saying no way, guys. I stacked this. What? No way. This feels, if you guys are in the medical world, like a broken bone. Okay, first shot of 5.56, down at the bottom of the triangle here, and then we stack 2. Obviously, you can see the ceramic at this point is gone, and it's down to the fiberglass. Okay, moment of truth. And those were 2 5.56 AP rounds. Nothing. I mean, the back face deformation on that, we have, I'd say, about 1/2 inch. All right, so we are going to hit it now with the 458 SOCOM. We got some real estate left. Make sure he's a good shot. Okay, let's see, last one. And a surprise, last round here, guys. We have 458 SOCOM, guys. This is ridiculous compared to 5.56. 350 grain jacketed hollow point. I think it's going to survive. No way? Like a true gentleman. Standing up. We hit it. It was a little off. Obviously here, went in because we have a lot of back face deformation. Okay, I don't know if this stopped it because we were right here on the edge. Obviously the plate was severely compromised at this point. Look how back face deformation that is. We're at 6 inches. Did it stop it? I don't know. If there's no exit technically, right? There is no exit. I will go home later. I'm going to dig through this and we'll attempt to find the round in there. The way it's balled up, I think it stopped it. I think TEMU body armor, again, this is the price. TEMU body armor is technically free with my order because I spent like $200. All right, there's not much left of this plate, guys. I think he hit it in the center. I think it stopped it. Let's see. There's no exit wound again. Or like exit. I think it worked. That is severely deformed. But even just the back plate, guys, the ceramic is gone. Whatever that back plate is of fiberglass, it's working. All right, let's take a look at this level 4. And it did say level 4 back here before we shot it all up. And there's tile coming out of this thing. Here's a good kind of, obviously it's compromised, but a good section to look at here. If we can get this out, try to, it's definitely sealed to like the back or binded to the back. I don't think that's coming out, but there's a perfect look at how thick this is compared to a finger, compared to a pinky. So easily half an inch, probably closer to an inch worth of material there. We don't have a little ruler on these, do we? No. Okay. So that's what the tile was looking like before it all got broken up. The way it stays together on that plate to at least, you know, say you got hit here with another round, I think it would at least break that round up and help stop it. There is a good amount of tile. I could feel cracked, like in the medical world, definitely feels like crepitus. You could feel those cracks in there and you could hear it creaking too. But there's some good real estate left. And obviously of what it did, you saw in the footage, I think it would stop. Here's some of the foam off the bottom and the side, so you do lose a little bit of coverage, obviously, but nice. Here's a perfect section still intact on the bottom. So you do have some padding around it all. Let's start getting rid of some of this if we can. There's a little piece of copper jacket in there. I'm more interested in just this big old pit here. This is where like the 458 SOCOM hit and the green tips all hit like right in here together. And let's take a look at the back face deformation. There's tons. Definitely hurt, but there's no really exits here. A lot of cracks and stuff. So construction, you can see we had, we'll call it about a ½ inch of ceramic tile, and then you probably, here's a good non-broken part, probably about another ½ inch of fiberglass board all compressed into each other. I would say overall this is decent for what you pay for. The price on this entire plate was $52.16 with shipping. I spent like $300 on that order. If you go back and check that unboxing, it is here. And I got this supposedly for free, but it did say in the receipt I checked $52 for that. And free with all the TEMU, you know, weird stuff. Is if you want level 4, let's say front and back, this plate exactly, I'd buy 3 of them. You're going to get some that are very similar, hopefully in like SKUs and where they were all made, time-wise, production, all that, right? Get 3, test one of them, make sure that it is what it says it is, that it's going to hold up, and that it's level 4. And then use the other 2 for yourself. So if I bought this one, I would trust it to my life. Yes, I would. The first 2-3 hits were impeccable of what it did, especially with like the smaller arm stuff, and get to the green tip. We'll take a back look and see that back face deformation before all of this went to crap. But buy an extra, test it yourself. So you're still saving money. So the quick math on that, right? $55 a plate. We'll just round it to 50. You spend $150, get 3 plates. That's the cost of 1 plate, or if you're buying the nicer stuff, let's equate it to Hesco's. That's half of a plate, guys. And so you could afford to, instead of equip yourself with 1 plate, you could equip your whole entire family for very similar price there. And have 2 or 3 plate carriers for the price of 1 plate carrier. Let's see if we could get in here and get to the tiles. So I'm cutting through foam. I could feel that right up here. There's some protection built into it. So downsides of these, let's talk about that. A little thick compared to some of the stuff, but guys, remember it's a level 4. Of course it's going to be thick. Other downside is weight, but again, they're level 4. What do you expect? That's very interesting. They're pretty square tiles. I wonder, because I felt the crepitus. When this was new, I did not feel those being like separate tiles like that. Cubes. I did not feel that. Maybe obviously it has a stiff poly backer. I kind of want to do some research and see if like all the manufacturers are like that. There's an interesting thing too. You know, maybe it's maybe that's the difference between the high end and low end stuff. You lose a whole entire inch here. You do have the board behind it, the fiberglass part. But say you were to take a bullet right there on the edge, definitely there's no level 3 to 4 protection there. So that is a little scary. So upsizing your plates to make sure you get that protection. And that was the same with like the bottom. Here's the bottom part here, bottom of the plate. It's a little bit thinner, so you have about a 1/2 inch. So you're really losing of actual true level 4 ballistic protection. Let's get this plate. Let's pretty much get this thing in half. You know what? Yeah, so all those tiles are separated here. And I've watched a few videos, maybe you guys have too. People make their own. Just go to the tile store, buy some thicker rated ceramic tile, and then do this. You could do this at home, guys. So you're just paying for it. So that's my thought of paying $500 for plates and stuff. If I was in a job where they provided this for me, and I was wearing it day in and day out for protection, and that was my job. Ooh. Let's talk about this. But let me finish that thought. I would probably, I would want to buy some, made in the USA, NIJ actually certified stuff. When we're also just LARPing day in and day out type of stuff, not even day in, day out, once a month here, once a month there, emergency preparedness stuff, budget minded, this is definitely what I am going to be buying. And this is what I would still recommend. All right, I got some cool, all right, good stuff here. Okay, let's get this. That is a huge projectile. And where it is sitting is right there, and that's where the 458 SOCOM hit on the plate now. So that would be facing on the left when we were shooting it. Here's the projectile. This looks like the lead. It was soft tipped lead nose type of stuff, like a hollow point almost. So I think that's your lead expansion type of stuff. And there's your copper jacket. Yeah, that's definitely a 458 SOCOM compared to what else we were shooting at it. So it did go through the tile. The tile did its job, I think, at dispersing it. And we are at, let's see, we went through maybe 1/2 to 1/4. Let's say, we went through, we'll call it 1/4. Super scientific measurements here, but went through 1/4 of it, about. Unless that's the steel, like, penetrator off. No, there's no way that's 223. The thing is huge. Okay. All right, let's keep going. See what else we can get. Copper, tile. Dig around in this wad a little bit. See if there's anything in here. Tile. Oh, here's another copper chunk. And I was shooting green tip, so I'd be curious to see if we could actually find green tip or if that just fell apart when it hit it all. I was curious if maybe that was the green tip stuff. It's in there. Something did get way down in here. Hopefully it's framed well to what I'm trying to dig at. Yeah. This part right here, there is a tiny little cavern hole. That's either tile or it's the green tip. Back of the plate's clean. There's nothing coming through. But something did get quite a ways down in there. I'm trying to take a look of like how we hit it. I don't believe that's it. My green tips, I'm pretty sure, were like 1 and 2 right in here, and we're too far left. So maybe that's just the SOCOM stuff. But I just want to say, guys, I did a giveaway, and the gentleman who won it, Miniman, shout out to you if you're watching this. It was interesting just chatting with him online. I was just emailing him, and he won what was supposed to be a belt giveaway, but we couldn't get him a whole belt giveaway because of his location, which country he lives in. It's different than the US. I'll just say it's not Canada. But anyway, lives over in we'll call it Europe area. Yep, Europe, Asia, closer to Asia border. But he could not get stuff like this. So I just want to say, I think we're pretty lucky to be able to get products like this for $50, even sub $100. Here we go. We're getting to it now. You can smell like you know what? Look at that. That is tile that got down in there. It's metallic, kind of stained, but that is tile that was pushed way down in there. And I have a clear visual all the way down. It just took a few layers of fiberglass, but that's how powerful that stuff was, that it took chunks. And you just push this through out the back. This is what I was trying to dig at. Just a piece of tile. So much energy that the tile, obviously I don't think it would ever have enough energy to go through and penetrate back to a person wearing this. But it's kind of scary just looking. Obviously what's meant to protect you could be also used against you at the same time. And it's pushed through. So that is the deepest it got there. That's all I'm really seeing from it. I don't know if we could get into this other side. I'm going to cut this, save some time. This video is going to be long. But there is no green tip really in here. What I'm trying to find. The tile stopped it. There's a cavern right here I'm looking at. Maybe that was the green tip, but I think the green tip was honestly stopped by just the tile alone. And then it being compromised, the SOCOM started chewing through all this stuff, which is very impressive. All right, conclusion, final thoughts here. It is not hard to make those. Just press some tiles and fiberglass together, right? Not that hard to make. I think it's hard to make quality, and then obviously certification. So your quality is going to suffer. Your tops and your bottoms of not having full protection, but size up a plate. Hopefully get that extra large one, the 11 by 14, whatever they have, 12 by 15. Check your plate carriers before you order them. But they do perform, and back face deformation is probably going to be a little bit worse on this type of stuff because it's testing and NIJ compliance and all that type of other stuff compared to not having it whatsoever. So it works, guys. It is useful. It will save your life. I have this type of plate, and I will continue to buy these plates because we are tactical dads. We're on a budget kings. There are some other brands I would recommend for budgets out there. Vism, I don't know if they have NIJ certification. I don't believe they do. We could also go with RMA, has some great stuff for budget, steel and ceramic as well. That is at least sold here. I'll have to check the name, but Guard Dog, I think, is the name. Also, good budget option. So there's a few. All right, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Go get yourself some body armor if you have $50. Don't get caught up in the loop of buying everything you need. But if you have $50 that you're willing to invest, next month, instead of buying something weird for your gun, a different stock, a different pistol grip, buy $50 body armor. All right, guys. All right, that's our review. TEMU body armor. Thanks for watching this video. Check out other Tactical Dad videos. As always, guys, it's family time. Go buy yourself some body armor. Why not?